This is Mike. I'm doing a little video in response to 007's request. It's regarding paint shapes in Carrara, how they can be animated. I said that it was rather cool, so I'm going to be doing that, showing you what I meant by that. So I will start here by dragging in a cube, which is going to be a little monitor that we will have a display on, and that can be animated. So we will go like that. Let's drag this down to be a nice shape for a monitor. Dynamically extrude this like this. Dynamically extrude it in. Zoom in here. We will bevel this one as well. That's good. Let's select this and create a new shading domain here. New shading domain. Call it screen. Invert, and we will call this shading domain body of unit. And say OK. So let's go like this. Raise this guy up. We will just put a plane in here so it's got somewhere to sit. Let's adjust the production frame. We will turn this a little here just so it, whoops, I want this here. Let's go to the top view like this, and then go back here to the camera view. Okay, let's do a render and see what that looks like. It's off the ground. Okay, so there is our unit that we will add a couple textures to here now, which we will create, and we will call this screen. Drag it to the screen, duplicate this guy, name it body of unit, and drag it to the unit. So let's double click this and go into the texture room. Give it a nice dark texture, and let's give it a lot of shininess. The value, raise that up nice and high. That looks good. Double click this to create the screen color. Let's give it a blue color. And give it a bit of a glow here. Give it a bit of a glow color. Okay, so that looks good for our screen. Something a little wonky there. Go like this, invert the color. Okay, that should be fine. So let's go to our screen, and we will add some paint shapes to this. So it's this here. This is a select, rectangle, freehand, and oval. So let's select this guy here. We will start drawing in our shapes. And if your shapes, rectangular shapes here, go squirrely, you may have to UV map this whole object, which is not a big deal, and it usually works better. So let's add an oval. So if you go down here to the bottom, you notice we have 4 new paint shapes added. So let's add some colors here. Let's add a red and add a glow to this. Let's add a different color glow. Let's keep it red, I guess. And we will copy this guy here, Control C, Control V to there. Paste these in, paste this in, although we could actually, now we can change the colors here. Let's change this color to a blue. Just doing this quickly here, change it to a green. Okay, that should be fine, and we can actually add texture maps here as well. So let's add a texture map. Whoops, add a texture map here. That's a little logo I'm going to put on something like that. Give it a go like this, Control C, and we will paste this guy down here. So there's our logo. So now let's go back to make sure we're at the beginning of our timeline here. So go back to the beginning. And we will select the tool here. Let's zoom in just a bit so we can see this a bit better. Whoops, I want to move ahead 1 second. Move it down. Move it down. Move it all the way down to almost nothing. Select this guy here. We can move this, or we can, let's just scale this in. Okay, let's move to number 2. Move it all the way up, or 2 seconds I should say. Down. Go to 3 seconds. Like that, and then we will make this loopable. So let's go down here to the screen shader. It's master shaders, and then we will go to the sub shaders here, and we will select all of these guys here, Control Alt, and drag it to 4 seconds. So now if you go to each keyframe, you notice things are updating. So now let's go to the render room. Let's pick a smaller value here so it renders a little quicker. Choose 12 seconds or 12 frames per second, and we will name this. Put it where you want it to go. We'll put it here, and I will just call this Paint Shape Test. Say save and render it out. And you see it rendering there, and it's animating. So this is a pretty quick and dirty way to animate a little monitor. And I thought this was pretty cool. So that is a little video, and hopefully you guys find it useful. See you later.